Hey, this is Ron. Today we're going to show you how to change the recirculation filter on the HVAC system in the cab. There's a filter behind the dash. It's kind of a bugger to get to. It helps if you've got small hands. And don't try to go through the air inlet on the other side of the firewall. I've already tried that. You can't get to it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this kick plate off. We need to, there's a screw right behind this grab bar to take the glove box insert out. We can't get to that screw without taking this grab bar off. So we're going to take the kick plate off. We're going to take this little fascia plate here, and then we're going to take the cover for the mounting bolts for the grab bar. We're going to take those off and take the grab bar off. So take a flathead screwdriver, skid it behind your kick plate. Be careful not to scratch up your plastic. It's very easy to scratch. And then just start pulling. These aren't screwed on, they're just popped in. And just work your way around it. It'll come off pretty easy. And there you go. If you got a dog like I do, you're going to find dog hair behind here, which is part of the reason why we need to keep this cleaned out so much. For the Recirc filter, this dog hair gets up into the Recirc system and it clogs up that filter pretty quick. So you want to try to clean this pretty often. All right, so after we get the kick plate off, the next thing we want to do is remove this cover for the mounting bolts for the grab bar. So we're going to pop that out. You can see the clips, it just snaps out of there. And then we're going to take the mounting bolts off for the grab bar. This is a 13mm socket. You don't really need an extension. I'm just using it to clear this grab bar. Now that we got those mounting bolts out, I'm going to take the top ones out. Just get your flathead in there, nice and gentle. Don't scratch up your plastic. Pops out nice and easy. Same thing here. We're going to pop this mounting bolt loose. Grab bar should come out of there nice and easy. So let's set that aside. All right, a friend of mine taught me a long time ago, so you don't lose your bolts, end up with a whole bunch of bolts, you don't know which bolts goes in which holes. Go ahead and just thread your bolts back in there a little bit to sit while we're working on the job. These are all the same size bolts, so it doesn't matter if you get them mixed up. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is take this fascia plate off right here. And this one actually has a mounting screw in it. It's not all popped. There's one Phillips screw, and you need a really big head. All right, here we go. Screwdriver with a big giant head. Take this screw out. That screw that I'm talking about holding the glove box insert is right behind this plate. There's that screw, it's off, and then we're gonna just pop this plate off. And again, there's a lot more hair down here, you can see. Clean this up. Off camera, I'm probably gonna use an air gun and blow it out. Definitely want to try to get this as clean as possible. Thread my screw back in there for later. All right, so now that we got that off, we can access that mounting screw. Again, it's Phillips, so we're going to take this mounting screw out. Okay, so there's 4 mounting screws inside the box around the top outer edge. So I'm going to take these out. These are all the same size screws. Now we can take the glove box out and set that aside. All right, now that we got the glove box out, we can actually see the components of the AC system. I got the condenser coil right here. This is the heater coil. Here's your blower motor. And the filter that we're going to be changing is back behind this motor. If you look in there, you can see it right here. All right, one thing I should mention before we get too deep in here, I had to do this in hindsight, but you want to make sure before you get started changing this blower motor or the filter, just go in and turn your AC on and turn the Recirc on. There's a louver in there that's going to move and give you visual access to the recirculation filter. So I'm going to put my fuse back in right now, turn my key on, and press the Recirc button and get that louver to move out of the way. Now, as you can see, we're activating the louver button right now. The louver's moving out of the way, and that grate back there, the filter is just behind that, okay? It doesn't give us access to it, but it lets us see it. All right, so to pull this filter out, we're gonna have to reach around the left side of this housing for the blower motor, and up there at the top left corner at about 10 or 11 o'clock, you can see the corner of that filter. We're gonna grab that and we're gonna pull it out. So just reach through that hole, grab that filter, and then pull on it. All right, so I'm gonna reach around this housing for the blower motor, and I feel the filter up here. I'm gonna start pulling it out. It's coming out pretty easy, okay? And just so you know, I changed this filter about 2 weeks ago, so it's not gonna look too bad. Just wanted to make this video to help you guys learn how to change this. So that's 2 weeks right there worth of accumulated dirt and dog hair. This thing really does get clogged up pretty quick. All right, so here's the replacement filter. It's PACCAR part P parentheses W2084001. All right. And I'm not actually gonna put this brand new filter in there. I just kind of dusted off the one I put in 2 weeks ago, kicked the dirt out of it, took the dog hair off of it. It's not bad, and I'm gonna stick it back in there. All right, so here's the tricky part. When you put this filter in there, you have to work it because you can't see. You will feel there's a track along the top and a track along the bottom, and the filter will actually curve around like this to where this is sitting in the track on the top and this is sitting in the track on the bottom. But there's also a couple of cross members back there, a couple of crossbars that you have to tuck this underneath, okay? I think there's one about right here, and then there's one kind of in the middle. And you want to tuck the filter under that. You're not really done until you've got this filter seated at the bottom in that track, seated at the top, and it's tucked under those 2 braces. And that's when you'll know it's in. And you can look through the blower motor housing, and you can see after this is all done that the filter's actually situated in there real good, and it's covering the intake, the air intake hole for the blower motor. All right, so I'm gonna kind of fold my filter and start working it back there. All right, now there's one of those cross members right at the front of this thing, so tuck your filter under that also. And then we're just gonna kind of work it in there. Like I said, if you got small hands, this definitely works better. I can feel the second cross member. I'm tucking my filter. It's going in pretty easy this time, I guess because I know how it's situated. Wow, believe it or not, it's all seated in there. It's under the first cross member, it's under the second one, and I feel it in the top and bottom track. So that's it, it's in there. All right, as I told you a while ago, I did have to put the fuse back in so that I can move this louver out of the way to be able to see through the housing and see my my filter, my Recirc filter, the grate that it sits, you know, behind. I'm not sure why, but this louver keeps moving every few minutes, even when the truck's shut off. What that louver does is there's an actuator that moves the louver, and it changes from outside fresh air to inside recirculation air. And you need that louver down, closing off the outside air, to be able to see through and see your filter. Filter went in pretty easy this time. I guess practice. Okay, I've only changed it one other time. It took me less than a minute to wiggle it back in there and get it back into place. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna put the blower motor back in, and we're gonna put all this back together. It's done, it's changed. First, let's tuck this wire out of the way, and let's make sure we don't get any of this wiring harness bundle in there when we seat this in. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna counterclockwise rotate this tongue about 90 degrees. We're gonna put it over here to clear this mounting brace. All right, now we'll rotate it back around, and we've got it. There it is, it's lined up. So let's thread our mounting screws. Again, this is a T20 star bit. All right, now that we've got that screwed back in there and seated in real well, we're gonna re-plug the connector. Let's make sure that that locking latch for this red button, release button, snaps into place, and it does. Okay, let me say one more thing. If you've got all this off, I don't know, you know, we have a dog, okay, we have 2 dogs, so we get a lot of hair that builds up in here, and the Recirc system, the air intake is up under there, so that filter gets clogged up pretty quick with dog hair. If you have all of this off, go ahead and take an air gun and gently blow out the hair. You use a pick if you have to get the clumps. Just clean this out nice and good before you put everything back together. It'll help keep your system running a little bit longer before you have to change the filter again. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is put our glove box back in. We're gonna do this in reverse order. So that's what I'm gonna do first. All right, so I've got my glove box up here. I'm gonna put the first 2 screws at the top to help hold it in place. Don't screw them all the way down, or you might have trouble lining up the rest of them. All right, and then I've got 2 screws on the side. Again, these are giant Phillips. All right, now that I got those in, I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna get these 2. This is my last mounting screw, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it all the way down. And you don't have to, you know, power tighten these down. Just as soon as you feel them snug, give about a 1/4 turn extra. Let's go back up here and finish these up here. Again, just hand tight with just a tiny little bit of extra at the end. Don't want to strip anything out. All right, so we got all the mounting screws for the glove box in. Next thing we're going to do is put this little fascia plate over on the side. Once we get this plate back in here, this is the one that uses a screw to hold it in. So get that threaded. We'll go ahead and cinch that down. All right, now that that's in, we're ready to put the grab bar back on. So I'm going to take the mounting bolts for the grab bar back out. I threaded them in here just so I didn't lose them. Got two at the top, two at the bottom, one at the top. If you get confused about which side's the top, which side's the bottom, the top has this rubber gasket on it. There's a groove there, and it's gonna that lip is gonna fit right inside the groove. So I'm gonna put that one in. There it goes, pop right in. All right, once you get it threaded, again, adjust this rubber gasket and make sure it slips right into that plastic lip. Now I'm going to start threading these bottom two down here. All right, so I got them threaded in. Now I'm going to tighten them down. I'm going to do this nice and slow. Alright, I'm actually going to give these just a little bit more. Because it's a grab bar. Alright, now we're going to put the covers on here. Makes it look all nice and pretty. Alright. I'm going to put the bottom one on. See that little curvature goes on where the grab bar is. Pop that in. Alright, now we're ready to put the kick plate back in and then we'll be done. Alright, here's the kick plate. Get this in here and line it up. And it pretty well pops right back in. And that's it. That's changing your recirculation filter. If you find these videos helpful, please click subscribe. From time to time, I'll put up other videos showing you how to do pretty simple things on your truck so you can save some money and not have to pay a dealer to do it, wait around at their shop for 3 days to get something simple done. All right, thanks.